Today I have Tanita and Taryn. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, Link
Sure. Can we say that? Do that in harmony this time?
All together now.
So today we're chatting about how to build a marketing plan is one thing, but how to build a marketing plan that actually works is what we're going to chat about today. Okay, so I'm going to fire the first question at Tanita, and I'm going to say, well, I'm going to ask, what is a marketing plan?
Okay, well, a marketing plan is essentially your roadmap, okay, on how you're going to handle your marketing. It's not your business plan. It's very different to that. So your marketing plan is how you're going to attract, convert, and retain customers. And a marketing plan isn't just a document. It's what turns random marketing activity into focused, measurable growth. Without one, most businesses end up actually just guessing what they're doing with their marketing, overspending, and targeting the wrong people. A correctly done marketing plan is going to give you direction, save you money, help you reach your business goals, and help you reach the right audiences with the right channels. And it allows you to measure that growth afterwards, so you're not just shooting in the dark.
But a marketing plan is like a roadmap. You know, you need to know where you're starting and where you want to go.
Absolutely.
So you have to plan it properly as you would plan a road trip. Otherwise,
100%.
you know, you might think you're arriving in Stad and you haven't even got, well, you might think you're in Cathcart, but you haven't got to Stad yet, you know. Taryn, how do you choose then, with what Tanita said, how do you choose the right marketing channels?
You choose your marketing channels based on where your audience already spends their time, you know, not based on what's trending or what's the hype, you know, what everybody else is doing. You know, a lot of businesses fall into a trap of chasing the hype. Just because TikTok or Instagram is popular, it doesn't mean it's right for your customer. Also Pinterest, not necessary for all businesses, you know. So you need to kind of ask yourself, where does my audience go when they want to learn, research, or buy? You know, for example, if you're targeting professionals or businesses to B2B clients, LinkedIn is often far more effective because it's where the decision makers are already engaging. You know, if your audience is actively searching for a solution, then Google through SEO or paid ads is incredibly powerful because you're meeting them with intent. You know, another key point is understanding how your audience behaves on each platform. You know, someone scrolling Instagram is in a different mindset than someone searching on Google. You know, so your content and messaging needs to match that intent. You know, it's also important to remember that that more is not better. Trying to be everywhere usually leads to burnout, inconsistent messaging, and poor results. You know, instead focus on 2 to 3 channels
and build it.
And where you can show up consistently and with quality, not necessarily quantity. And lastly, don't be afraid to test, but test with purpose. You know, start with a clear strategy, measure performance, and then double down on what actually works. So the goal is simple: right message, right audience, right platform, and consistently.
You know, if you're starting out a business, you would have a business plan, and by the same token, you need to have a marketing plan. Because from the get-go, you know what you want to achieve in your business. So you should then know what you want to achieve by marketing your business. Tanita, where should somebody start when it comes to building a marketing plan? Where do you actually, let me start on this thing. Where do I start?
You know, funny you mentioned how with business plans, you know, you need that roadmap for your business as well. Your marketing plan, your business plan, they need to go hand in hand and they need to walk together. Because you need that marketing plan to help you reach that end goal for your business. So there's so many ways to go about a business plan, but you need to look at the foundation first. Before you even look at the marketing side of your marketing plan, you need to look at those first things that come before that, and that's actually understanding your business. So some of the first topics you need to ask yourself, sit down and actually just write out is your executive summary. Understand your business, understand your business's goals and your target market, your market research and analysis. Go look at your competitors, go look at the industry trends, go look what everybody else is doing in this industry already, okay? And then your target audience. You need to know your demographic and your psychographics. There's a fun word. So that's the interests, the values, and the buying behavior of your customers.
Is that the psychographic?
Yes, that's the psychographics of your customer base. So you need need to know those things, and that's what Taryn was talking about, their behavior online, but also their behavior offline, because marketing's not all online.
Absolutely.
And then you need to know what your UVP is, so your unique value proposition. So what do you bring to the table that's different? What's going to make you stand out like a shining light bulb? And then we start to go into your marketing goals, objectives, your marketing channels and strategies, and you can look at your lead goals and your traffic goals and those sorts of things within those. And only after that do you start to go into strategy, your budgets, your timelines, and your action plan. There's a lot that goes into a proper strategy, and it's not something you rush. Definitely not. Take it bite-size chunk at a time and actually sit down with it, and it's going to save you so much time and money in the long run if you've done it properly. And a good marketing plan always starts with understanding people, understanding your business as a company, the people within it, and also the people buying, not the platforms.
Your marketing plan is going to evolve as time goes.
100%.
It's going to change. So you might as well just take it, as you said, one bite at a time. Because you may have set out to, by the time you get there, things have changed, and so you, along the way, you might just want to, if you're going to Cathcart, you hit Stutterheim, you ask them to do a little bit of a detour, go to that other little town because it's cool there, and then go on, so your marketing may just take a bit of a deviation. So I don't think you should lay out a marketing plan from A to Z and just stick to that. There's got to be some room for change.
100%. In those timelines, you've got your little segments going on, and in that you need to track what your results are. So you're not shooting blind, so you know your next direction to go into.
And not everything's going to work. You may need to just then change. That's not working for us. Let's just ditch that and carry on. Taryn, what's that one common mistake that businesses need to avoid at all cost?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes businesses is making is expecting immediate results.
Oh dear.
So I'm touching on what you just said now. And then giving up too soon. So marketing is not a quick fix or a once-off campaign. It's a long-term investment that builds momentum over time. What often happens is businesses try something for a few weeks, don't see instant results, and then completely change direction. That constant switching actually resets progress every time and can actually hurt your business. Consistency is where the real results come from. Showing up regularly, refining your message, and building trust with your audience. That's what drives growth. Another common mistake is overcomplicating things. Businesses sometimes think that they need a very complex strategy, to succeed, when in reality, a simple, focused plan executed well will outperform something complicated that's never really properly implemented. There's also the issue of misalignment. Where businesses are creating content or running ads without a clear goal or without understanding their audience. That leads to wasted budget and frustration. So if there's one takeaway from this, stick with a clear strategy long enough to let it work. And focus on consistency over perfection.
I like that, long enough to let it work, because sometimes it can be so complicated that you're not going to sustain it. You're going to struggle to, long time in making it work.
And it's an investment. You need to let it, invest. You need to see
it's like farming. You got to let it grow.
Tanita, last question for you. How important then is data and tracking in a marketing plan? I mean, that's a big one.
It's critical, guys. If you're not tracking, you're guessing. You need to measure things, and by things we mean your website traffic, your conversion rates, your cost per lead for your sales, but also where your leads are coming from. Where's your traffic coming from? If you're putting out like 5 posts per week on Instagram, but you're going to your website and you're seeing that none of your traffic is leading to your website, you can now spot a problem, and now you know how to fix a problem, what you need to work on. If you're not tracking any of this, you're really shooting blind. So it helps you understand what's working, what's not working, and it's the biggest difference between failing and succeeding in marketing is actually tracking it so that you know what direction to face yourself in afterwards.
You don't need a big marketing degree to go through these 5 steps we've spoken of.
Definitely not. No. Definitely not.
You don't need that, but I mean, you do need a marketing team to back you. So you can start off small and then go to Aesthete and get them to come and walk this journey with you. But you got to start somewhere,
Absolutely.
And the journey starts by taking the first step. And as you said, the marketing plan and the business plan, they walk hand in hand.
Yes.
And if one lets go of the other, somebody's going to get lost somewhere along the way.
Both going in different directions.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Where do we find you?
42 Bonza Bay Road, online on every channel. So all social media, on the websites, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
Aesthete, let me spell it for you. AESTHETE, like aesthetic, but this is Aesthete Creative Agencies. The orange wall on Bonza Bay Road.
Yes.
If you're going down from Retail Park, you're heading towards Sparks. On the left-hand side, Let's Travel Seekers. It's that big orange wall over there. You can pop in and see Taryn and Anita. And Bianca, she's still there. Is she injured in the day?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And the team is growing.
Yeah, I can see that. Looking swell. Have a great day, ladies.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Ciao,
Have a
bye-bye.
lovely day. Bye.
Marketing Matters was brought to you by Aesthete Creative Agencies.